Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I'm Trent, and this is Vision Preparedness.
Happy Friday, everybody. Good to see you. How's everybody doing? The weekend is here, y'all. We made it. And let the weekend begin. Let's go. Good to see everybody. Hope everybody has had a good and productive week. Yeah, absolutely. This has been a week for me, for sure. I don't know about you, but it's been a week. KP Heathens in the building. Good to see you, my brother. Rum Runners here. Blue Butterfly, Michelle PW, JBS is in the place and speaking to everybody. Rule 2IC. Good to see you. Little Lone Preppers here. Good to see you. How are you? Ohio Valley Prepping. Good to see you. Good to see you. And everybody, come on in, get comfortable, seat down. The weekend is upon us. Southern Tier Prepper, good to see you, sister. CUCV Farmer, good to see you as well. Astantine 85, good to see you. How are you? How was your day? Did you have a good week? Man, it's been a week for me. Miss Tracy Winbush, good to see you. How are you? Hello, and hello. Gen X is in the place. Do some difference in the building. Loving life. Happy Friday, family. That's right. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Yes, most definitely. Sherry, good to see you. How are you? Hope you're doing well. That's right. My brother, my friend, my guy, Devil Dog Prepper. Good Friday evening. Everyone smash the thumbs up button, please, and thank you. Absolutely. Jeep Girl, good to see you. How are you? Hope you had a great day. Thank you for joining us. Yes, indeed, y'all. It's been a week, and yesterday I was dodging the rain and trying to get stuff in the garden before it rained and after it rained and all that good stuff. Yeah, absolutely. CUCV Farmer, hope you're doing well, bruh. Hope everything is good for you. Hope everybody is doing well. My man, Ghost Lincoln, yes, sir, in the bushes tonight. So much to get done this evening before the weekend. Great evening, all you awesome family. Absolutely, my brother, Skull. It's one of them nights, y'all. I don't even know how long I'm gonna be here, but we're gonna talk about a thing or three and go from there. Talia Davis Baker, good to see you. How are you? Good evening. Listening from the bushes as I'm just arriving at work. Well, I know how that is. I know how it goes. Handle your business and don't work too hard tonight. Thank you for joining us, for sure, for sure. and for sure. Teresa, good to see you. How are you? Aston Teen said, got a question. Will solar charge my generator enough to charge my electric tools and mower? Well, it depends on the size of your solar generator. And you have to look at the wattage that your electric tools and mower take and compare that to the maximum wattage of your solar generator. But in most aspects, depending on what size you get, as always, the bigger the better. Uh, yes. Um, yeah. Yeah. It should, depending on what size solar generator you have. I don't know which one you have, but always check the owner's manuals. Katrinka, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you are doing well. Okay, enough for those of y'all that I may have missed. And Fallen Skies, Homestead and Preparedness. Good to see you, my brother. For everybody that I may have missed, please do not blame it on me because y'all are awesome. All right. This is a subject I do not talk a lot about because it will lead everybody down a rabbit hole. So we're going to talk practicalities. Okay. I don't care what kind of radios you get. I don't care what they are. I don't care if they're a Bufang ham radio with a long antenna. I don't care if it's a Bufang with a short antenna. I don't care if it's a Bufang with an extended antenna. I don't care if it's GMRS radios. I don't care if it is FRS radios. You have to figure out what type of radio you need, what you need it for, and all of those good things. It's called homework and math. As my brother half ready says, yeah, math is going to come into the equation at some point in time. And if you don't believe me, ask JBS. Know what VHF, UHF, HF do, y'all. Exactly. Exactly. And you go from there. That's right, Ghost Lincoln. You know who I got that from? Yes, Boofwang. Yes. Yes. Lots of choices are out there. Doesn't matter. I don't care what you do. First, or what you get, what kind. I don't care if it's a Boofwang, a Yaesus, a Motorola. It does not matter. What matters is what you need it for and will it work for what you need to do with it. Okay, so first thing I'm going to talk about are some situations. Practicality. I don't care where you live, if you have a homestead with acres and acres and acres, suburb with a half acre, quarter acre, or an apartment in the city. Yeah. You got to figure out what type of radio you get to do the job you need it to do. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Rule. Yeah, Little Rule lets me use his Spider-Man radios sometimes. Yes, radios are radios. You got ham, you've got FRS, GMRS, all of those good things. Okay? You need to pick which one you want. Depending on how far you need to talk is going to depend on the type of radio and environment in which you are in. Yes. Um, exactly. You got to do what you got to do. Now, like Rule said, sometimes Little Rule lets him use his Spider-Man radios, walkie-talkies. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that if it does the job, if you're at home. So, for instance, here around my property, we use FSR radios. If I'm out in the woods, either cutting wood or splitting wood, or if I'm up in the barn, I'll take a radio, turn it on. The COO has one, too. We've got several of them around the house. Turn it on, and we set the channel to our family channel and do the thing. You can talk. Yes. Yes. Exactly, JBS. FRS, GMRS work on the same frequency. Yes. But one is stronger than the other. Yeah, and you got to know that. If I'm not mistaken, GMRS is a stronger frequency than FRS. You got to do your homework, folks. Yeah. Gen X said, I use 2 tin cans and some string. Hey, you know what? That works. That works. Me and my next door neighbor used to use walkie talkies. I would have one, he would have one, and we'd be talking there over the radios. Yeah. Yep. Rule, and there's nothing wrong with CB radios, right? If they get the job done, use them. Yeah, CB radios work quite well. Absolutely. Thank you for that confirmation, JBS. Now, and here's my disclaimer. I am not a radio guru. I am not at all. All I know is when I have a task, I pick a radio, and if that meets my needs and does the job, life is good. And if not, then there it is. So around the home, we use FSR radios or GMRS. Okay. GMRS radios, you have to have a license. You can get for $30 it'll cover the family for whatever, however, whoever. Ham radio license, you must have a license. You need to take a test and therefore pass the test, and you get a call sign. They will give you a call sign once you pass the test and submit all that information. And now you are a ham radio operator and can go on about your merry business. Vet Prep, good to see you. Welcome in. So it just depends. Well, you're right. It does. It does. The radio does matter, but like I said, my brother from another mother, it depends what you need to do with it. Okay, if I need to talk to you in New York, I know FRS radio is not going to do the job, and more than likely, GMRS may not do the job. And with that, a ham radio, depending, may get there. You got to figure out what you need to do with it. Who do you need to talk to? And where are they at? And how far are they away? Most radios are line of sight. You may get 1 mile to 5 miles or above based on your setup. Hudson Valley, how's the truck running, by the way, bruh? Did you pick it up today? And I hope everything is working as it should and based on the manufacturer's recommendations. So, Skull, hope the truck is doing well. Yes. And yes, it does matter. Radios make a big difference depending on what you want to do with them. GMRS radios are great radios. They work well. FRS radios work well. Ham radios work the best. And if you get a base station and do HF and run a 40-foot antenna and blah, 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 yada, 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 you could be king of the hill and talk to people out of the country. And for those of you that were at the Bug Out Weekend and sat on JBS's radio class, you probably heard Australia. Yeah. Right. GMRS, no test, just pay. Covers everyone in the family. I think it's $30. You pay for it and you get a license. Yeah. And then again, Love and Life, digital or analog. You got to figure out what you want to do. What do you want to do? Do you want to do digital? Do you want to do analog? Yes. Yes. Right, JBS, ham can get complicated. Got to do your homework. It is, and that's the thing. That's my whole point of talking tonight. You've got Aubrey Trigicon, or not Trigicon, yeah, Trigicon antennas. You got Nagoya antennas. You got extended antennas. You have to do your homework. Ha! That's right. Tell him, Mike. KE2DHR. I'm assuming, and I know for a fact that is his call sign. There it is. When you pass your test, you get a call sign, and there's his KE2DHR. Yes, indeedy. So, that's what we got to do. Robert Ham, welcome in. Maverick, good to see you. Hope everybody's doing well. So, if you're not, worried about distance, get some FSR radios, GMRS radios. $30 covers the entire family, no test, and then you can go from there. Yeah, ham radios. You are required to have a license before you can transmit on them, unless it is a do or die emergency. And I have never heard of the FCC coming after anybody because they got on the radio and said, "Hi, how are you? What's for dinner?" It is what it is. Yeah. He said, "Word up, I'm a few minutes behind." No problem, Mike. Just do your thing, my brother. Keep your eyes on the road. Michael Wolf, welcome in. Welcome in. Gypsy, good to see you. But yeah, folks, ham radios, they can get very complicated. He said, all good so far. There you go. Good. Glad to hear that, Mike. Yep. But you got to know it. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Yes, it does, Robert. GMRS, they do require a license. Plain and simple. $30 covers the whole family. Now, I am studying to get my ham radio license, and we'll go from there. I got some things I'm looking at doing, and Rob in the garden, good to see you. Exactly. Copy that. Right. Rob in the garden said, I have FRS, GMRS, and ham. Over. Yeah, we do too. We have some of all of them based on what we need to do. Yeah. Yep. So, that's that's something you got to keep in mind, folks. Just like with solar generators. What kind of solar generator do I need? I don't know. What do you plan on wanting to power? Same with ham radio license or ham radios or any type of radio. Ham, GMRS, FSR. What is it you want to do? How far? How many people? What's the distance? Blah, blah, blah. What's the line of sight? JBS at Vision, I will post a link. Give me a minute to study. Yeah, it's just a matter of what you got to do. Yep, right. Yeah, we're not getting that deep into it, Michael. We're talking about situations, okay, and what's going down. If you just want to talk to the kids that are outside, running around in the yard, maybe the neighbor's house across the street, down the street, around the corner, pick a radio and see if it works. Plain and simple. Now, if you want your wife to have a radio in the car because she goes to and from work, depending on how far work is and where work is, a radio may work, may not. Because guess what? Buildings and things like that play into the scenario in the world of radios. Yeah, Blackbird, good to see you. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah. Yes. CUCV Farmer, you are absolutely right. That would be this radio right here will transmit GMRS MURS and blah, 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 and so forth and so on. Yes. UV5RMs. Yes. You got to know that. Didn't want to get into that. Don't want to go into what radios will transmit on what frequencies. More important is, where are you at and what do you need to do? Okay? Radios are a rabbit hole. Yes. Yes. A little lone prepper said the distance I would need to reach is too far for me to figure out. Ham confuses me. Well, little lone prepper, I would find a reliable source and ask your questions and scenarios that you want to use your radios for. Hi, what are you doing? Why don't you lay down instead of sitting there on the other side of the table looking at me? Y'all's fur nephew just woke up from a nap. Yeah, yep, yep, exactly. There's tons of websites out there to study from. Our affiliate, hamradioprep.com, you use their material, they guarantee you to pass the test. Yep. Right, Robert. I don't remember off the top of my head, but yes, you are correct. Paul J. Conroy Sr., good evening. Yes. Exactly, Michael. FRS, Family Radio Service, perfect for the net for that neighborhood. Yes, FRS radios, they work well. Most radios also have NOAA weather on them, and you can use them to listen to the weather and all those good things. But remember this: some frequencies can be listened to. And if there's somebody out there that has nothing in life to do, they could triangulate where signal's coming from, but don't care, don't worry about that. You show up at my house, we got problems. But yeah, that what do you need to do with it? Yes. You need to figure out things like that. What do you need to do with them? If you're merely a shtf guy, I'm not using this radio unless the balloon goes up, cell towers go down, the power is dead on the planet, then you might be able to talk to somebody on this thing. But more importantly, can you listen in and find some information? Yes. Ha! Right rule. Make sure you have the stuff for your radios, tools, clips, charging cables, batteries, etc. Now, I keep all my radios in a Faraday bag. I do. All my radios. I have one that I just have out, but the majority of all our radios stay in a Faraday bag. Gypsy says, hi, Cole. Yeah, he just snuggled up to me under the table. Yes. So, there you go. Sister Marie said, MERS do not require license, but you need to follow a few rules. There you go, folks. You heard it from the gurus in the chat. Yes. Fallen Sky said, then get a satellite phone and go from there. Yeah, satellite phones are an option. I'm not spending that kind of money, but you never know. Yeah. Ed, good to see you. Welcome in. Exactly. Ed said ham radio, just not about talking to someone. I plan on using ours as a listening device. Absolutely, Ed. You can do OPSEC on these radios. You may just want to listen. You don't have to transmit. Hi, how are you? You okay? What are you doing? You may just want to listen, see what's going on, find out information of what's going on around you so you know how to prepare. Yeah. Yeah. JBS said, passed all three. I just studied. Yeah, exactly. Um, I'm not sure, Run Runner, what license you're talking about. Um, I know the GMRS license family is like $30 for the whole family. Yeah. Karen, good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Um, and that's just it. You gotta put in you gotta put in the work, folks. Yeah. Maverick said my dad used to repair the old vacuum tube sets when I was a kid. That was his trade in the Air Force. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly. My UV5 is a tri-band radio. Absolutely, without a doubt. It is a tri-band. Yep. And they're inexpensive. Very much so. I think that is the air quotes preparedness go to radio, whether you're listening or going to try to talk to somebody or plan on talking with you guys, so forth and so on. Yeah. Yep. Robert Ham said Rum Runner, a GMRS license is around $25 to $35. A ham license is about the same. Yes, for each level of the test. Yes, absolutely. Um, but it's are they good to have? Absolutely. Even if you're not doing nothing but listening on them. Every now and again, if I'm not doing nothing crazy, if I'm just sitting down, either watching TV or doing something, I'll turn on my this is my UV5RM and put it on scan and just let it scan frequencies and see what I can hear. Or I'll turn on, put it on NOAA, the weather channel, the weather station rather, and listen to that. And just let it scan and see what I can pick up. Um, exactly, Hudson Valley. No comms are secure comms. That's right. Exactly. If you don't have a comm, you have a secure comm. Yes. Um, yep. Sat phones are very expensive. Right. Without a doubt. Um, yeah. That's not an option for me. I can't spend that kind of money on a sat phone. But then you have to, you have antennas, extended antennas, Nagoyas, Aubreys, whatever. Uh, Tidra, Tid, Tidra radio, depends on what you want, what you do. It all boils down to do your homework and do the math. Yeah, plain and simple. Um, we all have these grandioso plans that, I'll get me a ham radio, and when it goes down, I'll just turn it on and call for help, and everybody will come running. Yeah. So, uh, probably not. AD33, good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Um, you never know. Again, this goes back to practice your preps. Yeah. For all of you that have your ham radio license, have you used your ham radio just to talk to see who you can talk to around your neighborhood? Yeah. 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 Right, little lone prepper. They're great for just listening. Yeah. Absolutely, JBS. Absolutely. It's 100% won't work unless you know how it works. That's true. That's right. Emerald Coast Stacker, good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Right. Practice like you play. Yes. Every now and again, I'll grab a FRS radio if I'm going around the corner to the store or to Ace Hardware. I'll get it and turn it on and drive off. Make sure the COO has one on near her and just talk to her to see, check the distance, the clarity. Can she talk to me? Can I talk to her? Change channels, all that. We do that. Yeah. Yep. Right. So, those are the things, some of the things we gotta do. Gotta do. Gotta practice it, because Brian Smith, welcome in, welcome in. That's right. Exactly. He said, know how to program your radio without using the programming software. Yeah. Yeah. There's tricks out there. There's Chirp and all this other software you can use. There's gizmos and gadgets you can upload your channels and frequencies to, and then you just slap it in another radio and it'll clone it to it and go from there. There you go. Grateful Preps. KE2CFX. Copy that. Yeah. Yeah. Grateful Preps. Good to see you. How are you? And Skull. Mm-hmm. Canna John, good to see you. Thank you for peeking in to wave and to drop a thumbs up. Much appreciated. Um, exactly, Michael Wolf. Remember what happened in North Carolina? Y'all, FEMA did not show up. They didn't. And from what I understand, a lot of the amateur radio operators, the hams, those guys were doing what they were doing and using their frequencies. And I even heard something about they were trying to keep folks from using ham radios. Yeah. Yep. Right, Emerald Coast. Familiarize yourself with your gear. I was messing around with my high-powered flashlight in the event I have a home intruder. Yeah. But you gotta use the gear. You gotta practice with it. So do you know how to put your radio into scan mode so that it just starts scanning frequencies? Do you know what the NOAA weather is? 162 550. You gotta know those things. And if not, guess what, y'all? Get a notebook and write the stuff down. Write the stuff down in a notebook. Put it in your get home bag, your bug out bag, whatever bag you have. I don't care what it is, where it is, or what you do with it. Write the stuff down if you need to. I do. Yeah. Yeah. So, we got to do what we got to do. Right. JBS said, I'm just saying I'm not an expert. Yeah. Hudson Valley, hell no, been licensed over a year and still haven't made my first broadcast. Right. And that's okay. I mean, life be lifing, and we gotta do what we gotta do, y'all. Yeah. Yeah. But those are the things we gotta think about. You know, I'm working on a solution, and I may reach out to you, JBS, just to run something past you that I'm doing here so that I can talk to who I need to talk to in and out of the great state of OH. Yeah. Yep. But you got to plan for that stuff. And I'm gonna be honest with you, it's not really cheap depending on what you want to do. If you want a base station, you could drop $1,000 on them easy, minimum, easy. But depends on what you want to do, and that's what makes your preparation personal. Yeah. Gnostic Nomad, good to see you. He said, what I did was found the best tutorials on YT that were straight to the point for all the complicated gear pieces I have and ordered it on my cell phone, which is much easier to recharge the battery. There you go. Yeah. Right. Then, like JBS says, the frequencies. You got to know the difference in VHF, UHF, and HF. Yeah. Unless you just plan on watching Sesame Street and The Simpsons. I don't know, y'all. It's your plan. Plan your work and work your plan. That's the best. That is the best to do. Yeah. Plan your work and work your plan. Oh yeah, yeah, and that's the thing, JBS was talking to me, and I stopped dead in my tracks when I saw his setup at his campsite at the Bug Out Weekend because I knew exactly what it was. I stopped and was like, oh, that's a nice HF radio. And then he started talking to me about it, and after I was like, yeah, see, we'll be here all night if I stay here because that's what I want to do. So I will be having a conversation with JBS, and hopefully he can talk me through the necessities without seeing my eyes glaze over, which I know he can do. Yeah. Right. JBS said it is as cheap as you are willing to get educated. Yeah. That's it. Plain and simple. Right. Yep. Yes indeed. Yeah. And that's the thing. If you no more than want a ham radio just to listen, you're good. That's fine. It's all up to you and what you want to do with it. Plain and simple. Um, Yeah. JBS said I paid a lot for mine. Yeah, I know you did. And that's okay. That's okay because now you too can do pretty much what you want to do with it. Um, yeah, Maverick said, yeah, maybe smoke signals. Yeah, yeah, yep, exactly, Emerald. It's not a bad idea to print the instructions and keep it in a waterproof container, i.e., Ziploc bag, laminate it, do whatever you need to do and have all that information. That's how you do it. Exactly, Michelle. Michelle said, I turn on the radio and I put it in scan just to listen in. Same here. When I first got my the UV5RM, I put it in scan and just listened. That's it. Sat at the kitchen table, sat it there, and I listened. Um, the one thing I will say I do like about these are USB-C rechargeable, so I don't have to have a particular cradle or plug, for these things. This one is a BF F8TD to cradle to set that bad boy in and watch it charge. I got one that's over there that's dead. Also, check your radios. There will be nothing worse and nothing more than an epic fail to reach in your bag and pull out a radio and turn it on and it does not come on. Yeah. So I go through my radios every couple of months, pull them all out, turn them on, see where they're at, and then charge them up from there. Yeah. Tuck, good to see you. Welcome in. Welcome in. Rick Maverick time. Yeah. Yep. Exactly. That's right. Also, that's good to learn not just the channels, but to set up your privacy channels. Yes. Yep. Exactly. And we have done that. Yep, exactly. Um, yeah, I'm looking at the chat here. Yeah, good to see you. Welcome in, Bridezell. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. It's the weekend, y'all. It's Friday. It is finally Friday. And of course, in the great state of OH, it is 60 degrees and raining still. Yeah. So, you know, we got rain, we got cold, everything. Yeah. YouTube University. There you go. That's right, JBS. OVP, how are you? If I didn't speak to you, welcome in and skull. And there's plenty of coffee. It's hot. Come on in. Have a seat down. Pour a cup. Put your feet up. Yeah. But the main thing is, y'all, what are you going to do with your radios? What is it you want to do? Do you have set scenarios? We have a radio in each of our bags. Each of our bags has a UHF, has a ham radio in it. I keep GMRS radios in the truck also, even though this will transmit over GMRS, just because. 2 is 1, 1 is none. There you go. Yeah, and we test them frequently to make sure that, yeah. Rum Runner said, when you buy or pay cheap, you pay twice. Yeah. Yep, exactly. Yes, you can program repeater frequencies on your radio. Yes, and have a list of all the repeaters in your area. Write them down. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Exactly. Exactly. And I'm trying to find their comment because comments flying fast and furious. Yeah. Exactly, Love and Life. Yes. You get what you pay for. It's worth the investment. It is. It is. And for what I ultimately want to do with radios, I'm willing to pay for that investment because in the long run, it'll pay off. Yeah. JBS Max 50 miles. There you go. Yeah. See, y'all are smart. Y'all are smart. Jeep Girl, take care. Have an amazing weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Yeah. Yep. It depends on what you need to do and where you want to go. 50 watt, 100 watt. It just depends on what you need to do, what you want to do. Yeah. Yep. Paul said, besides doing a radio check on the battery life and such, should also schedule in the rest of your electronics like battery banks and fill them up as well, even if they show full. That is true. I all my solar generators, I'll turn them on, let them drain. All the power banks that are around that the kids use and everything. And I tell the kids, if you use one of these and you drain it, you better charge it. And if I walk around the house and find one that's dead, it disappears and it goes into its recharging self, never to be seen again by those that just let them die. Yeah, plain and simple. But yes, all your electronics. Yeah. Yep. That's right. You got to put effort into it. You got to do your homework. But, you got to first figure out what you need to do. What is your scenario for your needs? And then base the radio and the radio type on that. Grateful Prep said, if you don't want to program manually, there is a program you can buy. Will add every repeater around your area or whatever you want. That's true. And thank you for that, Grateful Preps. Yeah, absolutely. You can go from there. Yes, you can find repeater frequencies in each state and county. They list them for county-wide and statewide. You're absolutely right, Robert Ham. Yep, definitely. So, you got to do some work, folks. We have to do work. We got to do homework just to make sure that our bases are covered. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Exactly, CUCV farmer. All of our bags in our vehicles have one of these in them. Yes, you never know. You never know. Yes. UV5RMs. Yes. Yep. So, and that's, we could be here between now and next year talking comms. And I wanted to keep this simple without people's eyes glazing over and all of that. And base everything on your situation and your needs and go from there. Okay. Do I need this high gain antenna that attached to this? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Okay. All I know is they work, and I've tested those. That the brand is Aubrey's. They work. Um, they work pretty good, and I was pleased with it. Yep, exactly. JBS said for the Boofang's repeater book has everything with offsets and all. Yes, they do. Yes. Yep. There you go. Grateful Prep said RT Systems is the name of the company to buy the program if you want. There you go. Yep. And that's what you do. Exactly, Sherry. Right. She said, my eyes are glazed over. Yeah. But it's all based on the scenario. Okay. Practicality. If all you need to do is drop one in the kids' pockets that are running around the neighborhood, the neighbors down the street, around the corner. Get you some FSR radios, turn them on, and let them go. Set all the channels to the same and tell them what channel it's on. And these are the ones that will do what you need to do. And therefore, you too can talk to the kiddos. Different brand. These are TID radios. These are BTECs. Both of these are FSR radios set to the same channel, and they will talk to each other. It's that simple. Well, if I have two different brands and they're both FSR radios and they're both on the same channel, will they talk? Yes or no? Okay. Yes, they do. Wonderful. Life is good. Pick a radio and go have fun and don't die. That's it. It's that simple. Right, little lone prepper, you don't know if you need something until you need it. That's true. Exactly. Right. CB radios work well. They do. Ask any truck driver. They'll tell you that. And if that's what you need to do, then get you a CB radio. I think it was Rule 2IC that said earlier, he's old school. Yeah. Yep. CB radios work. And if that's good enough for you and it will get the job done for you, use them. Michael Wolf said, yep, TID 3s, these are awesome. Awesome little radio. Look at that. Look, that's how thin they are. Yeah, these are great radio. I picked these up on Amazon and I got a 6-pack of them and it came with the gang charger that you can put all 6 of them in at the same time and charge them all. These are what we used for the bug out weekend. I had 6 of them, brought them in. These are great radios and they do know a weather as well. Yeah, space, time, and distance. There you go. That is the formula. Oh, y'all, the hair I don't have on the back of my neck. Ooh, hi. The cup jingle jangled away, y'all. If you listen in, and if you don't hear that, thank you. You doing okay? I love you. Say hi to everybody. Hola. The COO says, hola to you fine, wonderful people. She had to come see y'all. That's her thing. Yes, look at that. Yeah. Everybody just is speaking. Uh-huh. Everybody's like, hola, COO. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah. And as y'all, I don't know if y'all can see him. Oh, well, the other dude right here. There's his big head right there. He woke up and got up when Mom walked in the room. So yeah. But the these are great radios, and they're USB charge, and you can put a headset to them, and they're the same headsets that'll the two pronged offset headsets that are work for the Baofeng, Boofwangs, and all of those, and yeah, USB-C charge. They work. They work well. So y'all, yeah. She knows when she hears Boss Lady. She knows exactly who that is, my brother. Skull. Mm-hmm. Right, Tuck. Right. Having Noah access is handy, but not perfect. Yeah, but it's there. And you can listen in and do what you need to do. Yeah. Yeah. Everybody's speaking to the COO. I told her, I said, you and Cole are the only reasons why folks come to the channel. Robert, I did not get into those radios because those rely on cellular. And if you do your homework, there's actually a guy on YT that talks about that. And yeah, cell phone towers go down. Those things are dead in the water. But they rely on cellular. So you might as well rely on a cell phone. Yeah. Right, JBS, the antennas matter. The more you know, the more you get. That's true. That's absolutely correct. There's frequency antennas, depending on what frequency you want to talk on, whether it's UHF, VHF, or HF, you got to get the right antenna. So it goes back to you got to do your homework. And thank you for that, JBS, because you are absolutely correct. Not, see, Mrs. OVP, good to see you. How are you? Hope you had a great day. Welcome in Skull. And if you are in the vicinity of Mr. OVP, is his coffee cup full? Or is he looking sideways because it's not, or it's cold? Yeah. But yeah, that's that's what you gotta do. We gotta do our homework. Robert Hensley, welcome in. Yes, he does. Oh yeah, he'll be dead asleep when she comes in. He wakes up, and that little stub starts doing this, and he just walks around her in circles, and hoping that either something falls or he gets rubbed on. Isn't that right? I know you don't care about me. I know I'm the chew toy. Yeah, you're right, Robert. He does. Yes, indeed. Ghost Lincoln. She misses y'all too. She was talking about y'all today. And by the way, Sister Marie, the Eagle has landed, and thank you. And your fur nephew will be very happy. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. It's a give and take. Right. You gotta put the time in to get what you want. Only thing is, are you willing to? And that's the whole key. Some people say, well, I got a booth wang, and that's all I need, and ain't turned it on, and it don't know if it's charged. I don't know. I here's what I like to do. Sometimes when I'm out running errands, or we're out doing stuff, I will take my ham radio, put it on scan, and put it up in the dash or set it down on the cup holder thingy my bobber, and just drive around and let it scan, and listen to the different things that I can come across. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Tammy Harder, welcome in. Good to see you. JBS, have a great evening, my brother. Thank you. I'll be getting in touch with you because I want to run something past you. But thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Love and life. Good night as well. Have a great evening. Thank you for stopping in. Folks, do me a favor, if you have not, smash the thumbs up button, because YouTube detests us with a passion. And if you don't mind, share it out. Then after the live, come back and leave a comment. If you don't do nothing but put a comment in that says, Roger that, we're good. Yeah, share it out. Thank you. But it's all about practicality. Does this meet every need that everybody may have? No. Does this meet the need? No. Would this? No. Would this or anything in this bag meet the needs of everything and everybody? No. The answer is no, no, and no. That's why we have to do our homework and figure out what we need to do and when we need to do it and go from there. Talk to some folks. I've been talking to a couple of guys out of state to see what they are doing and how we possibly could, communicate in an SHTF event. And that's it. Yeah, Jeep Girl says no is handy. It's one of the things my husband uses when storm chasing. Exactly. And that's awesome, Jeep Girl. That is absolutely awesome. Yeah. So, we got to do what we got to do. Oh, poor OVP. He said, nope, my cup is dry. His cup is dry. Mrs. OVP, if you're near, please take the cup from him and replenish his cup. but Prepper 101, welcome in. Welcome in. Ha! Prepper 101 said, I got a wife. Ain't turned her on, and I don't know if she's charged. Well, yeah, there you go. And if plug it in, JB, or Prepper 101, plug it in, see if it's charged. Yeah, exactly. But that's the whole thing, folks. We gotta know that one type of radio might not work across all scenarios and all reasons we may need a radio. I know for a fact that as far as being on the property and possibly running around locally here, I could take one of these with me. And would they work? Yes, they probably would, depending on the distance. Yeah. But gotta do some more things to figure out, okay, how do I extend my distance and still keep my line of communications? That's where the homework comes in. Get with somebody or something, or research. Do your research about them, plain and simple. That's the way to do it, and that's how we do it. Aston Teen, she said, every time COO refills a coffee and says hola, Cole makes his debut appearance. He does. He when mom walks in the room, he just lights up like it's Christmas because he's either getting a treat or something else. Oh, and by the way, I was doing something in the garage, came in the house, he was propped up in the kitchen with mom. Mom was peeling apples, and every now and again he'd get a slice, and she is making him some dehydrated apples. So yeah, spoiled, absolutely rotten, absolutely rotten he is. But that's okay, he's our pup and we love him and he does what he's supposed to. Yes. But radios, you can make it as simple or as complicated as you want. I would take the road of the lesser because I will always go to somebody who's experienced and ask questions without getting into the weeds and say, this is what I need to do. What will it take to make this happen? And get some answers, plain and simple, and go from there. So it's all about practicality, folks. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what it's all about. Yeah, exactly. He is spoiled. Yes, Gypsy, she's dehydrating apples for him. Nobody else but for Cole. I was like, whatever. I turned around and walked away. But that's what it's about. And that's what I wanted to talk about without going in a rabbit hole about radios, because I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different brand types of radios from FRS up to ham radios. Plain and simple. Know what you need them for and all of that. OVP said, allegedly, I may have a spoiled dog as well. Allegedly. Yeah, you do. Yeah. Yep, exactly. That's very good. CUCV farmer. If you know nothing about radio, start with FRS, GMRS, and then get into ham. Yes, absolutely. And depending on the distance and what your needs may be, FRS or GMRS may be absolutely perfect and fine for you and your situations. Go with it. Run with it. Yeah. Yep. Yep. So, do what you got to do. Exactly, Ghost. Right. Yeah. No dehydrated apples, you. Yeah, exactly. None. None for me. None. Um, yeah. Shortwave radio. Right. Absolutely. Whatever works for y'all is okay because that is your plan. That's good. If all I had was a FRS radio, I'd be up a creek with no water or paddle because don't know what's going on. But I could at least listen to the NOAA channel and see what's going on there, and go from there. But if you're not doing anything, then you're not going to get nothing. You're going to get into it. You're going to get out of it what you put into it, folks. Plain and simple. And that's with anything. You know that. That's with anything about prepping. Yeah. Yeah. And that's what it's all about. You put in the work, you're going to get great results. Right. Absolutely, Sister Marie. Different radios do different things. Plain and simple. They do. They truly do. So, what are you gruffing about? Only dog I know that growls in his sleep. Pitiful. But yeah, that's it. Different radios do different things. Know your scenarios. Test them out, folks. Just don't buy a radio and set it on the shelf and think you're good. Try it out. Test it out. At least get 2. You need a pair. You need a pair. Yeah. But that's what I wanted to talk about today, and to get practical instead of getting deep in the woods and talking about frequencies and repeaters and UHF, VHF, HF. You may not need none of those. You may need GMRS or FRS. I'm sorry. Yeah. There you go. Plain and simple. Yep. There are a lot of good YouTube channels that talk about GMRS and ham. Yeah. Yeah. So I definitely would scour these YouTube streets and learn what you can for your situation. Man, it's been an hour already. Y'all are awesome. I'll say that. I thank everybody. I stayed on track. I didn't jump in a rabbit hole, and when I saw a rabbit hole, I just maneuvered around it. But it's Friday. Plus, I missed y'all last night because I was freaking doing work in the garden and was tired. Yeah. Yeah. If yeah, his toll money, yeah. The frogs under the bridge, he every time he goes outside, that's the first place he goes. He goes over there and growls and barks at him, trying to collect his toll money so he can get snacks. And he just does what he does. Yes. Jennifer, so good to see you. How are you? Hope you had a great day. My man, Scott Hummer. Thank you so much, Scott. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're ready for the weekend. He said, lurking and working. Ain't nothing better than that. As Sister Marie says, do your homework, build your skills. Plain and simple, folks. Gypsy, I missed y'all too last night. I know. I looked up and I said, oh my gosh, now there's no way I'm going to do a live stream tonight. So threw out the message and off we went. But yeah, stuff got done in the garden. Wanted to do some more today. But of course, in Ohio, it rains all the time. And we got rain today. Yeah, so there you go. But I hope this helped. I hope it made sense, or at least I hope it got you thinking about your radios, your plans, what you need to do, what questions you may need answered, and start preparing and getting your radio plan together. Yeah. Teresa, yep, it's date night, and because it's raining, we actually had date night last night. Well, we had family night last night and went out to eat, and yeah, and it's raining now. So I don't know. We may to quote one of the great movies I like watching. We may catch a movie and grab a bite. Who knows? Yeah, who knows? We may do pizza in a movie. I have no idea. That depends on what the COO wants to do. Yeah. Yep. But with that, folks, I want to thank everybody for spending some time, for being here. Share this out. Hit that thumbs up button. Come back and leave a comment and just say Roger that. That's all you got to do. That's it. And it's free. With that, remember this, folks. Keep on prepping because your family depends on you and it depends on your life. This is Vision Preparedness. God bless everybody. The weekend is here. Stay safe. Keep prepping. And we will see you in the next video. Have a great evening and God bless. The time is now.